We begin in Liberia, where the hotly contested presidential election may be headed towards a runoff vote. With about only 16% of the total votes cast, incumbent President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is leading her closest rival Winston Tubman by 35,000 votes, according to the National Elections Commission.
Now, the Election Commission chairman says that if no candidate wins more than 50% of the vote, a runoff will be held with a possible date set for November 8th. Joining us now on the phone from Monrovia is James Butty, co-host of VOA's Daybreak Africa program. James, thanks so much for joining us again. As we just read, the results are coming in, but can you tell us a little bit about the area where these results being released are coming from? Are they Sirleaf strongholds, or is it a surprise?
Thank you, Ndimyake. Again, the National Elections Commission is scheduled to release more results today. That's at 5 p.m. local time, 17 UTC. They promised that the results to be released today are to be substantial. So maybe at this time, the results will be coming all around the country. People say perhaps the results that were released yesterday might have come from the stronghold of the president, maybe that put her ahead of the pack. So we do not know exactly where the results to be released will be coming from. But the commission has promised that these results will be substantial.
Okay, now, James, the Congress for Democratic Change yesterday, the party of Winston Tubman, launched a formal complaint with the Election Commission yesterday. Tell us about that and what it's about.
That's true. The Congress for Democratic Change, that's the party led by Winston Tubman, who is currently in the second place, has sent a written document, a complaint to the Election Commission, alleging that at some polling places around the capital, Monrovia, that some ballots were removed under the cover of darkness and in the absence of poll water and stuffed and replaced with excess ballots. That's the complaint that they have launched with the Elections Commission. I checked this morning with the Elections Commission, and they confirmed that they've received that complaint and that their legal people are handling it.
And what can possibly be expected out of this complaint? Because we also know, as you've mentioned earlier, that ECOWAS, even though they did say that the elections were free, fair, and looked pretty transparent, there had been some issues. I guess some of them alluding to that same CDC complaint?
Well, that is true, but they're hoping that maybe that the Elections Commission will look into this and maybe invalidate perhaps votes or ballots that come from those particular polling places that they have identified. Of course, you're right. The ECOWAS, the Carter Center, most of these people have these international observers have said that the elections were conducted in a free and fair manner. But in some instances, they also noted in some parts of the country that the opposition were denied access. So while it is true the elections were conducted in a free and fair manner, according to the international observers, they also note these little discrepancies.
Very briefly, James, before you go, what kind of reaction are you getting from the ground, from the voters, about some of these results coming out? Are some surprised, or are they indicating that they really wanted something else to happen?
I must tell you, Ndimyake, that the whole country, particularly in the capital Monrovia, is in what I would call an expectation mode, because everybody, everywhere you turn, people are listening to the radio station or watching their television because they want to know what the results of the day are going to be.
James, thank you so much for all the election updates you've been giving us throughout the week. That's James Butty, VOA's Daybreak Africa program host, and he joined us from Monrovia in Liberia.